Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gautam Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our summer premiere SAT and ACT program. Pay now. Start in summer and get 40% discount.
Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us, 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
మలబార్ గోల్డ్ అండ్ డైమండ్స్ వారి గోల్డ్ ప్రామిస్ తో కురుస్తోంది బంగారు నాణాల వర్షం. గోల్డ్ అండ్ డైమండ్ ఆభరణాలు కొనుగోలు చేసి బంగారు నాణాలని ఉచితంగా తప్పకుండా పొందండి. త్వరపడండి, మీ దగ్గరలోని స్టోర్ కి వెళ్లి ప్రత్యేకమైన జ్యువెలరీ కలెక్షన్ ని ప్రత్యేకమైన ధరల్లో పొందండి. కేవలం మలబార్ గోల్డ్ అండ్ డైమండ్స్ తో మాత్రమే.
మలబార్ గోల్డ్ అండ్ డైమండ్స్.
Hire international teachers who are well trained in US curriculum for just $20 an hour. Or for 2 students group, $15 an hour. We teach math, science, and English for elementary, middle, and high school. Contact info@testpreppundits. Call at 844-383-7844.
PSAT. Do you have a middle school child? Are you aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Do you know how strong they are in academics? We have an innovative PSAT program for grades 6 through 9. We will help your child thrive in academics and get them to the top 1% of the nation. It's never too early to start. Join our prestigious PSAT program. For more information, contact us, info@testpreppundits.com or 844-383-7844.
Summer is the best time to boost your scores. Test Prep Pundits present Self-Prep SAT ACT course for just $199. Stellar digital curriculum expert videos for every question. 15 full-length tests. Contact info@testpreppundits. Call at 844-383-7844.
Episode of Talk Show with Experts. Manato unnaru mana expert Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being on the show today, Andy.
Thanks for inviting me, Garu.
This program has been brought to you by the Test Prep Pundits, a home to the top 1% scores. They're conducting a free college essay writing boot camp on August 20th. That is 20. Please check their website, www.testpreppundits.com for further details. Program has been supported by Malabar Jewelers and Movers.com. Watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World BBTV, and Dish Network. All right. As to coming to the topic for today, Andy, we have a very interesting topic about working from India on your H-1B. Rahul garu, EAD or the green card and the steps to take care of it. So can you talk to us a little bit about that, Andy?
Nitya garu, first of all, when people are working from India, they don't need to have any work permit, none whatsoever at all. If they are working for US companies and if they are sitting in India and then working, they don't need to have H-1B, OPT, green card, citizenship or anything. Even a person who has never got any non-immigrant visa at all, can work for a US company and directly get paid by the US company. Absolutely not a problem. Now, please take my advice only for the immigration purposes though. I may give some tips for the accounting, like the taxation, but you should always consult a CPA. here a chartered accountant in India about the tax things though. So what I call, Nitya Garu, is called rule of the butts. Means where the person butt sits, the rule applies. For example, we have this SpaceX, they're sending things to the space. Now, if you say that you're working from space, we don't recognize it. Neither the Indian government nor the US government recognize that you're working in space. We call it as where your butt is sitting, where the person's butt is sitting there. So if the person's butt is sitting in India, they come under the Indian law. So most of our audiences are Indian citizens. Since they're Indian citizens, they can work in India with no restriction, none whatsoever at all. Now, when they get paid in USA, when they get the paid taxes in USA, there may be some implications that Indian government may want a piece of the money that they need to check with a chartered accountant there. But as such, we have not seen Indian government coming after these people if they're spending more time in United States. But that's one thing that they need to be a little bit careful. But as far as working is concerned, absolutely not a problem. What are the problems when people come across? When people have the H-1B, get their H-1B, come into United States, and they go back to India and they start working for the same company, getting paid for the same company. What are the main problems that we face? Is that when they stay in India for a long period of time, and when they are coming back into United States, there may be questions asked if the job really existed in United States, though. Especially we faced that in the COVID time when Modi said, ban all flights. So we have noticed that when people are coming after a long time, people were being questioned. People were being questioned in the airport whether or not they have a job. You can take the pay stubs, that's one thing, but I also want you to take a fresh dated letter from the company saying that the job is still there, the one that they prescribed in the H-1B is still there. Take the letter from them, have the HR available from the airport just in case you go to the secondary thing and they want to speak with your HR, okay? So those are the only things that I want. Now, especially when you're coming after 4 months, I want this one to be done. Now, if you're coming within 2 or 3 months, they normally don't look into it. They only look at the pay stubs, you're good. But if you're coming after 4 months, I want them to come on. I want to have the letter and also HR available for the airport, call from the airport.
Right.
Then comes the OPT and STEM extension. This is where I want to be very careful about, though. Right. The reason why they are allowing you to work in United States is so that on the OPT and STEM extension, now it's different than for the H-1B, different for green card. On the OPT is that, OPT and STEM extension is that you obtain the bachelor's or master's degree in United States. But then if you just go with that degree to India, we don't think so that it will be much valuable. So we expect that to work if you work for a while here in United States, you get the exposure to the work and you will be a better person when you go there and when you work in your home country. So that's the reason why we have the OPT though. So if you spend a lot of time in India working though, hey, what kind of training are you getting in India? What's the purpose for the OPT that you're getting? So you may be questioned much more harder if you're working remotely in India, OPT and STEM extension, than compared to the H-1B or any other thing. So be careful. I do not like people spending more than 1 month if they are an OPT or STEM extension outside the country working for the companies in India, though. Now, when it comes to the H-1B, 4 months is the trigger. When it comes to the OPT and STEM extension, not more than 1 month, though. You should check with your lawyer before you embark on a journey where you're going to be working for more than 1 month. Especially, we have faced a lot of problem when people were trying to come into our dear airport called Chicago Airport.
Okay. And why do you now come your airport, Reddy?
Every week I get a call. I get calls like 1, 2, 3 calls from the same phone number in the weekend, in the middle of the night. What happened? The guy got stuck getting deported from Chicago Airport. It's a very notorious airport. They check the WhatsApp messages of the guy. Let's say the student visa person is coming back and they check the WhatsApp messages. Then they found things like he worked in a gas station or something like that. and they ask many questions there and then put him to the deportation proceedings. Even if the person is coming on H-1B, they may have worked in the gas stations, or if they have done it in the restaurant, they check the messages of the WhatsApp and they deport them. And that happens. And they verify the information with the bank also regularly every month. Certain money is coming, getting deposited in the bank account. That's a very good signal for them to deport these individuals. So I want the OPT and STEM extension people to be much more careful than H-1Bs. Come the green card people though. Well, green card people have no restrictions, none whatsoever at all for them to work in India. But they need to be very careful though. When you apply for the citizenship, if you are present in India for more than 6 months at a single stretch though, they may create a problem for the citizenship. Now, there are a couple of slaps. There are hard slaps, green card holders. The hard slap is that if you're outside the country for more than 1 year, you can apply for the re-entry permit. That's a permit called after you get the green card, and you can spend more than 1 year outside the country. However, though, the citizenship, everybody knows that for the normal green card holders, unless they are married to US citizens, it's 5-year waiting period. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But when you take this re-entry permit, there is a negative effect though. We will start counting the green card from the time you enter back after 1 year presence all over again.
Okay.
So people should not just apply the re-entry permit and go spend 1 year. They need to consult a lawyer. They need to know what are the negative consequences for you. In the short run, in the long run, what are the negative consequences? And then take a decision. So within 6 months, if the green card holder is coming, absolutely not a problem. After 6 months, I normally recommend people to consult a lawyer. And if you're applying for a re-entry permit, want to spend more than 1 year, I definitely want them to consult a lawyer. Make sure that they understand that, hey, you're having a negative consequences on your green card. Another rule for the green card holders and the green card holders is that they have to file the income tax returns. Even now, for the US citizens, the rule is that if you make more than X amount of money, I think it's about $10,000, $15,000, then you have to file income tax returns. Otherwise, you don't have to file the income tax returns. For the green card holders, though, irrespective whether it's a mom, uncle, aunt, old 70-year-old lady, never worked, never intends to work, she still needs to file income tax returns. And people may ask questions. CPAs, when they go to CPAs, CPAs will say, well, there is no income. Put it zero everywhere, that she makes zero income and file income tax returns. They need to file income tax. You still not. Now, if they're shown as a dependent on somebody, let's say, for example, my mom is living with me and I put her as a dependent on the income tax returns, that's allowed. That's perfectly allowed. That means that she's already filing the income tax returns. But they have to make sure, you have to make sure that the person is there in income tax returns.
Right. Rahul, one follow-up on this, Sunday. So for naturalized citizens, I know a lot of them do mention that, hey, I'm going to take my citizenship and then maybe move to another country, or, maybe even move back to India for some time. Does that have any negative impact, or is there a chance that, their citizenship can be revoked at that point?
Never.
Okay.
And here is another thing, Nitya. Let's say, for example, I just became a US citizen. And if I move back, if I move back to India, my child will become a US citizen automatically. He may not be eligible for the President of the United States, though. But if he is born to me in India, all I need to do is take the birth certificate. The child will be automatic US citizen, gets a passport. Now, there are some restrictions. I'm not very clear in these things, but there are some restrictions for my grandson, assuming that my son never visited this country after getting the US citizenship. There are some restrictions when my grandson is going to get this US citizenship automatically or not. So if somebody have that issue, please consult me. I don't know. I'll have to research and and come back to you and do that.
No, yeah, it's a very interesting topic, Andy, because I know initially back in the day, a lot of people used to get the green cards and they used to want to move back to India, or, and visit the US once a year, and then they started sort of tightening things up on that front, saying, hey, if you really want to only visit, then you should not be on a green card. Now, my question, that's why the follow-up was, if you have your citizenship and you start doing this kind of stuff, then
The
does
only
it have
restriction
to be
is only grandchildren restriction.
only grandchildren restriction? Good to know, sir. Thank you.
I think so. There's some rule that your son may have to come after he turned 14. I forgot it. Something like that. Very, very minimal. May have to spend 6 months or 1 year here. That's
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you, sir. All right, anything else you want to add to this, Rahul Garu, at this point?
No, I just want people to be aware. There's another thing where people will be very shocked to listen at it. Can an American company hire an individual directly in India? And can they pay the individual directly in India with no taxes getting cut in United States? The answer is simply yes, they can.
Oh.
There is no immigration rule required. Let's say, for example, if there is a particularly SAP guy, okay, or some data analyst nowadays, these people are telling, I don't know, I don't understand. My son tells all those things. So data analytics and all those things. So somebody is very good at it. A company in USA hires him here in United States. No immigration lawyer is required if he's working from India. No Rahul Reddy required.
Okay.
And they can employ him. They can pay him. He can invoice the company. They can pay him. The company here is under no obligation none whatsoever at all to cut any income tax, any incomes, taxes.
Taxes.
However, the individual who is getting paid in India is under obligation to pay the taxes in the Indian
government.
To the Indian government.
Okay.
But as such, no paperwork is required. No immigration lawyer is required. No rules are there on immigration that are applicable on the earth right now. You must be, you must have the permission to work in India, which as an Indian citizen you are, because I'm also an Indian lawyer. I have a little bit knowledge about immigration law there. So you can work and no restrictions are there. That's very surprising. A lot of these people, companies says, oh, you know, my OPT, I couldn't get selected in the lottery. I'm moving back to India. I'm going to work there. I don't have the OPT. I don't have the H-1B. How can I work? Absolutely, you can work.
Okay.
You can work. You can work. And no problem with it. And if sometimes some of the companies are reluctant though, you can always have a consulting company come in between and take the money from you and give the money there, which is perfectly legal.
Okay.
So this particular company can pay the consulting company and the consulting company can pay you in India with no money getting deducted here in the United States.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Thank you, sir. And on that note, we have a lot of people who are waiting for the calls to start. So let's take our first caller, Randy. All right. Caller with phone number ending in 7028. We're ready for you now. Caller with phone number ending in 7028. Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Can you
Please
hear
go
me?
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, hello Nitya. Hello Rahul. Thank you for all the service you do. I applied in October 2020 and my application was received in December 11, 2020. Currently with an employer in EB3. And I've been through all the process. Even I had an interview and then I had some hiccup over history, which I submitted all the documentation for that. And they did send me a 485J a year ago. And now I've received an RFE requesting for another 485J application. And also I have an EB2 with my old employer, basically, I-140 approved. So they are saying if I have a pending or approved EB2 application, I should,
you should use it.
Employer. Or
we should use it.
So, but yeah, so I reached out to my lawyers and they're saying we will submit only the 485J and not the request to process under EB2. So
I know what you're speaking. So you file the 485 under EB3, you move to company B, okay? So now the company B is telling that they're going to submit the 485J, but which I-140 they want to use though? Because USCIS is telling, use the EB2. Which I-140 your current company lawyer is telling to use? Because
so my current I-140 is in EB3.
what you
Company
no,
B is
you have to
EB3.
company. Oh, company B is in EB3. Okay, I see the point. I see the point. Okay,
Yeah.
company B filed the 485. What we
Yes,
are
yeah.
doing right now in this circumstances is that we are still using the EB2 of company A though. Even though you filed EB3 with company B, we are still using it. Now, we didn't used to do that, but the USCIS is like poking us, why don't you do that? Why don't you? And we started doing, we're getting approval in EB2. Here is the reason though. First of all, when company B filed a I-140 in EB3, how did they got the previous priority date? Based on whose I-140 they got it?
Yeah,
company
the
is.
EB2, yes.
Company
yes.
is. Company is.
Yes.
So you have two options right now. One, convince the company to use the EB2. If not though, let them respond to the RFE. Okay? Respond to the RFE. Bring a copy of that RFE to an independent lawyer. You can send a private note to the officer. Officer, I would like to consider myself to be under EB2 because I have an I-140 approval with company A. You send a note. There is a good chance you will get an approval in EB2. There is a chance the officer may not consider because your company never used it. They may reject it. At the most, though, you will still be stuck in EB3.
Yeah. So my priority date is May 2012 in EB3. So.
Yeah, I got it. But I would still like to use the EB2 and get you out of my list of 280,000 by September 30th. Next person, please.
Okay,
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller.
I want to get all these 280,000 wickets out.
Wickets out. Wow, it's a big number. All right, caller with number ending in 4113. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 4113. Hello? Please press *6 Andy to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 4113. Hello?
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for taking my call. Thank you. So my priority date is December 2013, and we have applied downgraded in October 2020, and I have a 15-year-old son, Indian born, and 3 months back my EB2 was current, so we submitted 485J, Interfile 485J, and after that, when we contacted service help desk, right, they said 485J is connected to 485, but not sure, like the child age was locked for my son. That is my one question I have. I don't know whether
let me ask you this question. He was locked in EB3, is that right?
No, actually, but it was shortly current in EB3.
We need only one day.
I don't think so.
Wait, we need only 1 day for locking the age. So at the time, did you get the I-140 approval, EB3 I-140 approval?
Yes.
Okay, so the age is locked under EB3 for us, but it's not. We cannot guarantee that it's locked under EB2. And if you want an assurance that he's locked under EB2, I want you to refile the 485 application in EB2.
Oh, you want me the new file?
Yes. In that way, then you have the guarantee, because the final action date for EB3 is approved, is right? EB2's final action date is current. So if you want an assurance that he's locked under EB2, I want you to refile the entire 485, because 485J supplement doesn't guarantee that the child is locked. We'll go to the next person.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You can keep watching. We'll go to the next call, but he can, Nitya Garu, he can keep watching the priority date and see how the things are going on. If the priority date is going back, he can take the step of what we told him, because that's a lot of expenditure for him though. So let's say it's going back somewhere down the line. We have that particular month. So if he's going back in September, he has August to file it. So he can do that instead of doing all that expenditure right now. But he needs to be on his toes.
Okay, got it. All right, let's take our next caller. In the meantime, question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Vivek Vijay Kumar. Says, my EB2 priority date is September of 2013. Filed the 485 on April 1st of 22. Biometrics on May 19th of 2022. And meanwhile, my company had also filed for EB1B I-140 last year, and it got approved 2 weeks ago. My question is, should I do anything right now to request my 485 case to be adjudicated under EB1B, or is it better to wait for end of September and not disturb my EB2 I-485 adjudication?
Perfect idea. I would not request him to adjudicate under EB1B. The reason is that you don't want to disturb. Everything is going. Your biometrics is done. April, you filed it. There are a good number of cases that filed in April of 2022 that got approved though. And for all the people, Nitya Garu, that I want to advise, for the people who are actually, now people are becoming very impatient. Why they're becoming impatient? That friend got it. That cousin got the green card. This cousin got the green card. I did not get the green card, and they're really frustrated. I want people to do certain things, but not to do certain other things though. Don't raise service requests. Don't contact the ombudsman because if it's not falling out of the line, which is not, because unless it's more than 2 years, if you do all these things, it's going to actually not, there is a good chance it may delay, it will not. The thing that I want you to do is that if you have not submitted the medicals, I want you to submit the medicals. If you have actually not, if your EB3 I-140 is not approved, I want you to get the premium processing of the EB3 approved. Even though you may have refiled in EB2, I want you to file or get the premium processing of the EB3 approved. Now, is there any, people ask the questions, is there any steps that we can do to move the file from Nebraska and Texas Service Center to National Benefit Center? Unfortunately, there is nothing you can do about it. It's up to them to take action. You cannot go there and, hey, move my file. I also saw a lot of questions, Nitya Garu, on the message board that is the Texas Service Center, Nebraska Service Center, is it approving the 485 applications directly without sending it to National Benefit Center? The answer is no, unless they have already opened it and they have done it, which in the past 2 months, I have never seen a single case directly getting approved in Texas Service Center or Nebraska Service Center. People also ask questions with regards to, can the National Benefit Center approve the case without sending to the field office? The answer is yes, they can. They are doing it. They are doing it. And if there is any RFP response, Nitya Garu, especially for medicals or 485J supplement, I want them to act as soon as possible and submit the RFP response because they want these things to be done. You won't believe, Nitya Garu, I am getting calls from the USCIS officials. They are giving a heads up and saying, Rahul, this is your client. I'm the officer who's having the file. I am giving a heads up to you saying that I'm going to issue an RFP for medicals. Have your client ready for the medicals.
Got it.
So they don't even want me to waste the time until I get an RFP and inform the client that, hey, get the medical. They want to even use that 4 or 5 days so that they want to get this. And they are telling on the phone, we want to adjudicate this case before September 30th.
Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you, Rahul Garu. And on that note, let's take our next caller for today. Caller with phone number ending in 2646. Caller with number ending in 2646. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, hi. So thank you for taking my call. So my priority date is October 2013. And I downgraded in 2020 October with the whole world, and then I interfiled in June. That's when my date became current. So I interfiled on June 1st week. My case was transferred July 1st week, and yesterday I received medical RFE. Now, my wife is in India, and her case was transferred like 3 weeks back. So mine was June 1st week, her was June 3rd week. So now my question is, let's say, and I'm going to respond to the RFE the day I receive the physical notice. So my question is, let's say if I get my green card before my wife,
so she's stuck there with the H4 stamping, you know. So if I get my green card, what
she doesn't have
state
she doesn't have an advance parole?
Well, she traveled last year, so advance parole got abandoned.
Oh, damn. No, I don't want you to submit the medicals. I don't want you to get the green card. Because once you get the green card, she's technically not supposed to travel on H4 visa.
Okay. So what if, so let's say I receive her medical RFE as well, and I have her medical RFE with me. I have her medical report with me, you know, so if I
typically, I would have,
RFE,
no, here is what I typically would have suggested. Even if she doesn't get an RFE for medical, I would have suggested both of you guys submit the medicals though. My danger right now is that somehow the both files got separated though. There are chances that your green card may be approved and her green card may not be approved, and she does not have an advance parole to come back into the United States. Then she has to wait for the green card to be approved, and that may become a problem. I do not want to take a risk for you. I don't want you to get the green card faster. I want you to wait until she comes back. Sorry for that.
Oh, okay.
We'll go to the next caller.
Okay, I see.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. All right, caller with phone number ending in 0816. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 0816. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, please press *6 to unmute your line. Ma'am, please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Hey, Nitya. Hey, Rahul.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so this is Lakshmi again. I called a couple of weeks ago. So my EB3 and EB2 485 both are in NBC.
Nice.
I bought a champagne, but you know I'm finishing it every week. You know, waiting. So my question is, so what happens in the refile and interfile case? So in my case, I filed EB2 refile in June, and it went to NBC, and my EB3 also transferred to NBC. So
that's a good thing.
Will they wait for interfile to transfer my case to field office? Because recently I'm hearing that USCIS has issued a statement saying that NBC is not adjudicating any cases. Only the field offices are doing that.
No, both offices are doing it, though. At this point of time, they are. Right now, that's the reason why I normally recommend people not to do interfiling if you have refiled it. When you interfile it, when everything is going perfect, you have another application that goes in though. That may delay the adjudication of it. But right now, I don't want you to do anything. Just don't do anything. Sit on it. You hope for that it will be approved by September 30th. Okay? We'll go to the next caller.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Question for you in the meantime, Rahul Garu. This is from Rachita Mittal. Says, my case is still in Nebraska. Can it be approved from Nebraska without a transfer? If USCIS is poised to consume all 280 kgcs in 22, does that mean I will get my GC by September 30th?
One thing is that they already have, based on the data of the June of 2022, they have 170,000 green cards pending. There, only 100,000 green cards can be issued from June onwards all the way to September 30th. That's July, August, September. That's 3 months. They can only issue 100,000 green cards though. Okay. On top of that, there may be some new applications that will be filed in the month of July, and that can still be adjudicated by September. So that's an additional applications that may be popping up though. It's not that if you don't get the green card by September 30th, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, there is not, you can still get adjudicated in October. We have to see how many cases will be coming in, extra green cards will be coming in on October. That's the main query like that. And unfortunately, not much can be done at this point of time. I mean, if you try to push very much, nothing, they won't do it. They won't act on it. So another, to answer the question, Nebraska Service Center is not approving any cases. They're not. Unless they already opened up, issued an RFE and you're responding to them right now, they're not doing that. Nebraska is not. Nebraska and Texas is not. Now, to tell though, initially Texas Service Center started transferring a lot of cases. And a lot of people were concerned that, oh, Nebraska is not doing it. Then we have noticed that Nebraska is also transferring a lot of cases to National Benefit Center recently, though. I mean, in the past 1.5 months, we have noticed a lot of those things. So there is a good chance that your case will be transferred to the National Benefit Center soon. But yeah, no assurance that it's going to come before September 30th.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. And let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 9197. We're ready for you now. Caller with phone number ending in 9197. Hello? Please press *6 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 9197. Hello? Yeah, we can hear you now, sir. Please go ahead.
Oh, yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Nitya Garu. Thank you, Rahul Garu. It was so great service that you are doing for us, our community. So I have a quick question, 2 questions actually. I would like to take my mom on cruise with my family. So my mom is on B1 visa, right? So visiting visa. Her visa is expiring on March 2023. And does she need a 6 months valid visa to come back on the cruise to USA safely? That's the first question. My second question is, my son is a US citizen. So his passport is expiring in April 2023. Does he need any 6 months valid passport to come back to United States, with using the cruise come back, like that?
Oh, first let's go with your mom though. When is her I-94 expiring? You said to me that her passport visa is expiring in March of 2023. When is the I-94 expiring?
No. Oh, I-94 I have not checked. Let me check I-94.
Wait. Before we don't have time to check it. When did she enter into United States though? And when are you traveling
1 month
to go
back,
on a cruise?
just
1 month back. Okay.
Yeah, July 10th. July 10th she came, sir.
And when are you planning?
We are planning on maybe September 1st week or 2nd week around that time.
Okay. Assuming that you have she has the 6 months I-94, which 98% of the time, she will have no problem whatsoever at all. No problem whatsoever at all for her to go on a cruise and come back. Okay? Even though, then comes your son's passport. This is a big headache and for me. And let me tell you what happened. Recently, I went to Prague, Czechoslovakia. So when I went there, they were telling that you need to have a passport validity for 6 months to come back into United States. Unfortunately, my passport was expiring before passport was within 1 month after coming back. And they're telling all these rules. Now, the US doesn't allow and all those things. Look, buddy, I am an immigration lawyer. I know my rules. And I told, but anyway, coming to the point, your son can go in cruise, can come back, even if the passport is expiring within 1 month after he's entering in the United States, he will have no problem, none whatsoever at all, when he is going to the cruise and coming back. That 6 month rule is not there for us. Now, having said this though, this country, Prague in Czechoslovakia, they have a rule that I must have a passport validity for 6 months. I have to go rush into, and my wife screamed at me, you said you are an immigration lawyer. I'm an immigration lawyer of USA, not Prague. And then we made an emergency appointment, got their passport extended, and my wife calmed down, So anyway, I went to Prague and came back. So that is the rule of Czechoslovakia, not United States. United States allows to come back. Okay?
Okay. Bahamas we don't need, right, sir?
No, Bahamas you're good. You're good with Bahamas and Mexico. We'll go to the next person.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Okay.
much for
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Nitya garu, Rahul garu.
Sure. Absolutely. Sure. Let's take our next caller. Okay. Caller with phone number ending in 2958. 2958. We're ready for you. Hello? Hello? Caller with ending number ending
Hello,
in 2958.
can you hear me?
Hello? Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Hello,
Please go
can you
ahead.
hear me?
We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Oh, sir. I have two questions. Thanks, Rahul garu and Nitya garu for taking my call. And actually, my previous employer filed my 485 2 years back. That means for 2020, October 2020. Then I downgraded from EB2 to EB3. It was my previous employer. After that, I changed employer 2 times, and I never filed 485J. And I think 2 weeks back, my case moved to Nebraska, the National Benefit Center. And my priority date was not current. It was December 2013. Still, it moved to Nebraska. Maybe it's because of EB2. I am not sure because EB2 is current, right?
Did you have a EB2 approval with the previous company?
Yeah, I have EB2 and EB3 I-140 approved.
Yeah, that's the reason why they have moved into National Benefit Center. They want to adjudicate the case.
Yeah, so
if ever you had any EB2 approval at any point of the time, even if it was withdrawn, they want to adjudicate. That's the reason it's moved to National Benefit Center. But go ahead, though.
Yeah, so I got a request for initial evidence and it's only medical. So should I submit 485J? Because I am working in different employer. They only ask medical.
Let me ask you this question. Would they be willing to use the EB2 I-140 approval when you submit the medical? If they are, I am going to use it.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, if they are, I'm going to. The other thing, let's do one thing. Let's do one thing though. Since they only ask the medical though, I want you to do one thing. I want you to submit the medicals, of course, the questions about it. I want you to have a separate note, okay? Separate note, a page on which, officer, I would like you to consider me under EB2. This is the file number. Please find enclosed EB2 approval that I received with company A. Okay? Do it. It is working for some people. It is not working for some people. If they approve it, you're good. If they don't approve it, just still check with EB3. Try it. Do that. Okay?
Okay. So should I file or should I go with my lawyer? Because I am sending my medical package to lawyer.
If you want to send the note though, you can go with outside lawyer though. If you just submit the medical anyway, you can do it yourself. You don't need a lawyer to do medical. If you're sending them note, you can do it by yourself. Or if your lawyer is ready to do with the note, that's fine. Otherwise, go hire a private lawyer to do it. Okay.
We'll so since they are not asking, we don't need to. So sorry, one more question, sir. Since they are not asking, we don't need to submit 485J.
No, but I would still want to submit a note from you. Yes. I would still like to submit a note from you saying, move me to EB2, move me to EB2. We'll go to the next caller.
Okay. Sir, one more question. Sir, my son's status change to continuation notice was mailed. Is that something different? Continuation notice was... Okay, thank you.
Let me address that question though. Sure. Continuation notice. The USCIS doesn't have a box that's saying that, okay? When they move the file, they don't have a note that we are working on the file. They don't have it. And recently they issued a notification in the frequently asked question why they don't have the box and these officers have to do it. The reason is they don't hire the H-1Bs. If they hire the H-1Bs, our guys will do the programming and do that thing. You can ignore that. You're good. Fine. But please, also for the other people, I want to note this. What I said to this gentleman is that there is nothing wrong in requesting. Even though you moved out of the company, there is nothing wrong in requesting you to be considered under EB2. The USCIS want you to consider. What's the reason why this guy's file has been moved to National Benefit Center? His priority date is not even current. They want to adjudicate in EB2. You just need to help them adjudicate your file in EB2 by writing a note and supplying the I-140 approval so that they complete their quota. We need to help them to complete their 280,000 green cards. We'll go to the next person, Andy.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. Before we take our next caller question for you, Rahul Garu, this is from Life Coach Nitin, and a lot of these seem like similar cases, Andy. So he's got an interfile EB3 to EB2, May 4th of 22. Case was transferred from Texas to NBC on July 18th. You see any adjudications for your clients with these similar timelines?
Yes. We see the cases that got transferred in July got adjudicated. Definitely we see that. But did all the people whose case was been transferred in July got the green card? No. We in general are seeing that anywhere between 15 days to 2 months is a typical time. That's a time frame that we are looking at. But if you fall out of the 2 months, is there anything we can do to help you? No, unfortunately, don't contact us. We cannot. You just have to wait.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that room where they're making all these logical, processes for, or illogical processes for how do we approve, or adjudicate applications here,
Yeah, I mean, 170,000 people have 170,000 theories about it. It's just like the way the Indian cricket team, why did it lose? Why did it win? I mean, they have everybody has their own theory why we lost, why we won. So
I don't think even Einstein could have come up with a theory for this, Andy. Like, he would also be at loss. He'd be like, okay.
But we already suggested the general things what you can do, but otherwise, I'm just like anybody else, guys, other than the general things we said.
All right. Hope, pray, and keep your fingers crossed. That's what you can do. All right. On that note, let's take our next caller, Andy. Okay. Caller with phone number ending in 6552. We're ready for you. Caller with number ending in 6552. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, Nitya Garu and Rahul Garu. Like my case, like my priority date is January 2013. Applied AOS, like it's a straight standalone application. This week our case got approved. My husband 485J and 485 got approved, and mine 485 got approved, and EAD and AP got shows denied. How soon I can expect the green card in hand?
Well, that's the happiest EAD in advance parole denial. Last week we got a lot of EAD in advance parole denial, and we were so happy about it. I'm so happy that your EAD in advance parole got denied. You should be getting the green card anywhere between 1 week to approximately around 1.5 months. And when did you file the 485, ma'am?
April 2022.
Okay. Yeah, you should be getting the green card anywhere between 1 week to about 15 days. That's a normal timing for 80% of the people. You should be getting it soon. But you are considered to be a green card holder right now. You're considered to be a green card holder right now.
Yeah.
Wish you best of luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Keep coming to our show at least once a month and keep writing the letters when we request, ma'am. Thank you very much. Next person.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. On to our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 0424. 0424. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, Nitya Garu. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello, Nitya Garu. Hello, Rahul sir. First of all, thank you for everything you guys are doing. I called multiple times since the beginning of the downgrade of 2020. My husband's case approved this week, and he's expecting his green card. But my case is transferred to NBC 2 weeks back. So I called the InfoPass customer care and I raised a service request. Is there anything else that I need to do?
No, ma'am. When cases are getting separated, when one person get the green card, second person, we are requesting people to raise a service request or contact the congressman. You did a good job. Right now, don't do anything. Just hold on right now. And what visa status you are in right now?
Right now we have EAD and AP, but I did not use it. So I'm still on my H4.
You're still on H4. Okay, well, you're not on H4 anymore. You're still on adjustment of status. Yeah, you just have to wait right now.
So
Hope things will get faster.
So there is no risk if my husband gets the green card, I'm still my I-485 pending, for how long I can be like that?
Yes, ma'am. What is your husband's priority date?
2011 November.
Okay. There is no risk for you. You can stay like this for a long period of time. I mean, it can happen that they may adjudicate your case in 1 month, or that may happen, they may adjudicate your case in 6 months. The only time we get into trouble is when the priority date goes back for your husband, which is EB2 goes back, let's say 2010, they cannot approve your green card. And you may be stuck there for a long period of time. That's the only time where we see trouble. Otherwise, you're good.
Sorry, he's in EB3, like we downgraded from EB2 to EB3, so there is no upgrade happened, so we are in EB3.
Okay, in EB2, yeah. So if the priority date goes back, that's when the risk comes in that they cannot adjudicate your 485 application. Otherwise, you're good to go. Even you can stay there for a long period of time, which won't cause any problem.
Sorry, and
Hello,
just in case if I have to travel to India,
if you have an advance parole, if you have an advance parole, you have no problem traveling to India, ma'am. Absolutely no problem.
My husband is on green card.
Even if the husband is on green card, even if the priority date goes backward, you can still go travel on advance parole. The reason I was pointing out the first caller why he should not get the green card was that she didn't had the advance parole. She's planning to come back on H4, and the husband gets a green card, the H4 is no longer valid. But in your case, since you have an advance parole, you have no problem. We'll go to the next call, Matthew.
No. All right. Thank you.
And how about my EAD? Can I use my EAD?
Absolutely, you can use a EAD.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate
it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for calling, Andy. Okay, let's take our next caller.
Nitya, what I was pointing out in this kind of cases sometimes though, particularly some people got the green card approval when the priority date was December of 2013 in EB3. The person only had EB3, and now the priority date moved back though. What people can do is that just in case, this is in future though, is that they can file an I-130 for the spouse to get the green card in India if they lose the non-immigrant status. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Or if they are in non-immigrant status, for example, if they are on H-1B, the spouse is on H-1B, they can file something called I-130 and I-485 and try it in that way too. So those options are there for her, just in case of the priority dates go back, because, I mean, it may not happen, hopefully it won't happen, but there are other options that they need to think about it.
You never know.
And those to be used only when the priority date goes back. Otherwise, she should be getting the green card soon.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller and question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from BBM. Thank you for writing to the letters to the senator. He says, for AC21 after 180 days, can we move to a different company and be on a different role/SOC code? Please advise.
When you are the main applicant, if you're moving to a different company, it has to be a similar profession though. Can the roles be different? I mean, let's say, for example, if you are a .NET person, okay, that's, I was being told that belongs to Microsoft and so on and so forth.
Right.
Can you be doing SAP, which they call it as enterprise thing? For us, for me, for the common people, hey, it's still software, okay? We don't differentiate. But can you move, is that what you're calling a different role? You're fine. But when you're telling that, okay, you are in .NET and now you become a civil engineer, drafting the buildings and all those things, that's a no. But if you move from .NET to SAP, that's fine. Now, then people ask me the question, I don't do programming. Okay, what the heck you do? And they tell everything, all they do is that they deal with the software in a different fashion than what normally do. So, so as long as you're in the software profession, you're good. But if you move out of the software profession too, when I say move out of the software profession, not moving to the management, not moving to some, those are still in the software field. Even sales in the software, okay? I mean, can a person like me who doesn't have the software experience do the sales? I ask this question. No, because when the client asks you a question on SAP dot whatever that is, dot 6.0 dot point, you can't understand, you can't comprehend, you can't answer. Well, then damn well you're in software. You still are a software guy. So that's fine. But if you move to a civil engineer, a lawyer like me, then it's not allowed. USCIS has been very flexible when dealing with the similar kind of profession. Does it have to the same SOC code? It's okay to have a SOC code a little bit different, but if you are in the similar profession, you're good.
Okay, got it. On that note, by the way, who are these people calling you and talking to you like this, Rahul Garu? I'm very interested in knowing.
We do have a daily conference call, Andy, where we offer free legal advice for everybody who comes in, and people can go to RN Law Group. It's there. We've been doing this from past 10 years, continuously from April of 2012 to right now. Every single day, we provide. A lot of people come and ask this question. And Nitya, these things, what I do in the daily conference calls and also TV Asia and the Tuesday things, these are the things that feed me my intellectual, because these people ask the questions, I need to know the answer. I feel that I'm blessed to be taking these calls, taking these questions, because by default, that will make me a better lawyer than not taking these calls, just doing it. So it's a great opportunity that TV Asia provides for me.
No, and thank you also, Rahul Garu, because I think if you're saying for the last 10 years you've been doing this, then I can't even think of the astronomical number of people that you've actually helped out in this process. So thank you so much for that, Andy. For people who've come before us, people who've come after us, really heartfelt thanks for that. And on that note, let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 8692. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am?
Could you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I have a couple questions. One is regarding the H-1B. So I'm currently on H-1B. I'm in the middle of changing jobs. So my current job ends on November 30th, and the new job starts on December 6th. So the lawyer from the next employment is in the process of transferring my H-1B, and he's going to apply for it sometime in September under premium processing. So I should get the H-1B sometime in September.
Before you go, ma'am, can you hold for? When is your I-94 with your current company expiring? You said the job is expired. Job is expiring on November 30th. But when does I-94 expires?
Yeah, so that's November 2023. So one more year.
Got it. Keep going with your questions, ma'am.
So yes. So I suspect that I will get the new H-1B by September. So the question is, I do have an advance parole. So can I travel to India in October and return back on AP? I just don't want it to impair my new H-1B transfer.
You are going to travel after the transfer is approved, because we're expecting the transfer to be approved in September, is that right? I mean, if they file right now in premium process.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely not a problem for you to travel outside the country. Even though when you come back, the I-94 on the online status says that you're an advanced parole, USCIS is telling and implementing that you are considered to be still on H-1B with this company B, which you are starting on December 6th.
Okay. And then I have a quick second question, sir. Thank you for that. So I have this I-485 under EB3 pending at Nebraska. So
what's the priority date?
10 months. And
what's the priority?
May of 2010. May of 2010. And I also have EB2.
You missed out the 2012 somehow.
Ouch.
2010. May of 2010,
No, I know, but
sir.
no, in 2012, the priority date came all the way to May 1st of 2010, is right? So you missed out by 10 years. I want to point out to the people that 1 month could costed her more than 10 years. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and it's still not over, still counting. So, so the question is, I also have an EB2 NIW approved, and I've done 5 years of service. Like the service requirement they have. So, if for some reason, if EB3, moves back, or there's some, weird movement between EB2 and EB3, can I interfile then from like EB3, which was sponsored by my employer, to a NIW EB2? Is it possible to interfile?
It's absolutely, you can do so, ma'am. But I would suggest that you do not do anything right now. Is your case in National Benefit Center right now?
No, sir. It's in Nebraska. And, I called a couple of weeks and you told me to get whatever, my NIW EB2 was pending at Nebraska. So we suspected that that's why they're keeping the EB3 in Nebraska. So I got that.
I got it.
Under premium processing. It's
Good
still
you did
pending there.
Good you
yeah.
did.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
right now I would tell you not to do anything right now, okay? Wish you best of luck, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, let's take our next caller. Rahul got a quick question for you.
Nitya, before we go, I just want to add one thing to her. Even though she's moving to a different company, I don't want her to do the 485J supplement. Right now, it's going to be hampering because everything is current for her. But go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you, Nitya.
No, please. I remember we spoke about this scenario as well in last week's call, where you don't have to file the 485J supplement. There was another person with similar this one, so I remember that. All right. Question. This is from Sandeep Chava. Says, my spouse has a valid H-4 visa, valid until October of 2023. Can she travel back to the US with my US citizen son while I'm waiting for my H-1 stamping in India?
So she has a stamping of H4 until 2023. But he doesn't have the stamping. That's my major question. And how long he's been stuck there? If he's been stuck there only for like a month or 15 days, that's fine. But if he's stuck there for 6 months, I don't want her to travel.
Okay.
If he's there only for 15 days, then she's coming. I don't see a problem. But if he's been there for 6 months, he's stuck there, I don't want her to come.
Okay. And Sandeep, if you're watching, then please maybe just send us the dates, your H1 validity or whatever, so it's easier for Rahul Garu also to make that assessment for you. All right. Moving on to the next caller. All right. Caller with phone number ending in 4748. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 4748.
Hello.
Hello, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hey, I have a question about my traffic ticket. I filed my I-485 in October 2020, and I got the EAD advance payroll in July 2021. My priority date is in EB3, May 2012. And then after 3 months, my date got retrograde in October 2021. So I'm waiting to get it current. So my question is now that, this is my scenario, question is that in between when I check with congressman, that time they say your background is under process. And 2 weeks, what happened 2 weeks ago, I check Experian, through Experian, I check my credit report. And in that, I got the one email alert is saying that we ran your personal information against the municipal court system records and found criminal acts reported in your court system with your identity. And they saying that offense description is markless and failure to control. So then I come to know that in 15 years ago, I had some small accident. So it will be impact on my I-485 approval?
A small accident, but what was the accident? So what happened? Did you already pay the penalty, or what happened with the incident?
Yeah, immediate. See, in 2007, what happened? There was, some accident. So I got the ticket.
You didn't
so
answer.
I went in.
Did you pay the ticket?
Yeah, immediate. I paid $150.
Thank you. That was the answer. I was asking you. You didn't answer. You're telling everything else, but that you paid the ticket. Okay, you paid the ticket. I'm not expecting any problem whatsoever at all because of that on the green card. And when they are saying the background check, though, and Congress people inquire about it, though, okay, that's normal. Wait, can you listen to me, please? That's normal. They check it. That doesn't mean that they are stopping your green card because of that reason, though. They just say we are checking the background because that's easy for USCIS officials to answer to the congressman, why is my constituent person's green card is getting hold up? Oh, we are checking his background. Now, the congressman cannot say anything. So it's natural. I don't think so it has anything to do with your accident. You're just assuming it. But if you were to be interviewed...
like a criminal case, sir? Huh?
No, if it's not. Yeah. Well, everything is a criminal case. You need to understand that. If you go at 55 miles per hour, at a place where you're supposed to go 50 miles per hour, that is a criminal case. But USCIS in general says that the traffic tickets are exempt if they are under $500. They've specifically mentioned in the 16th page of the instructions of the USCIS I-485 that if you have a traffic ticket of less than $500, you do not need to mention that on the 485 application. So you're good. I'm not expecting a problem for you on that.
Okay. Yeah, but because I-485 filing time, my attorney, I explained attorney, she told, okay, don't need to explain. And interview also, they didn't ask me any question about this. So
you're good, sir.
Sorry about that. They're saying...
no, sir. No, sir. You're good, sir. You're good, sir. You're good. Your lawyer is very good too.
Yeah.
Okay,
so category, it comes under a traffic code cases. And
that's right. We already, let's not go through, let's not go through the whole thing again. I've gone through it. You're good. Your lawyer is good. You're good. Okay, but your prior date is not current right now. Your prior date is not current. Final action date is not current. So technically, you can't get the green card. You'll have to wait. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. All the very best. All the very best. And folks, I know we have a lot of people in the waiting room waiting to get on the calls and a lot of people on the live chat as well. But unfortunately, as always, we're all out of time today. Rahul Garu, thank you so much, Andy, for coming back on this show and, you know, for being brutally honest with all our viewers. And I'm happy so many of them keep calling these days saying that they have received, or at least one family member has received their green card, which is like so heartening for us, given that, you know, last year was so full of uncertainty and, you know, we didn't know where these green cards were going or if people would be even getting the green cards at all. So given that, I think this has been a great change in the way that we're getting calls. But Rahul Garu, thanks again, Nande, for you know.
Thank you for inviting.
All right. And to all our viewers, we'll be back same time, same place next week. So Sunday, 4 p.m. Tune back in and we'll be right here answering your questions. And please keep sending your questions and your comments as well. So we'll be back. And to all our viewers, thanks and have a great week.
Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutham Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our summer premiere SAT and ACT program. Pay now. Start in summer and get 40% discount.
Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
మలబార్ గోల్డ్ అండ్ డైమండ్స్ వారి గోల్డ్ ప్రామిస్ తో కురుస్తోంది బంగారు నాణాల వర్షం. గోల్డ్ అండ్ డైమండ్ ఆభరణాలు కొనుగోలు చేసి బంగారు నాణాలని ఉచితంగా తప్పకుండా పొందండి. త్వరపడండి. మీ దగ్గరలోని స్టోర్ కి వెళ్లి ప్రత్యేకమైన జ్యువెలరీ కలెక్షన్ ని ప్రత్యేకమైన ధరల్లో పొందండి. కేవలం మలబార్ గోల్డ్ అండ్ డైమండ్స్ తో మాత్రమే.
మలబార్ గోల్డ్ అండ్ డైమండ్స్.
Hire international teachers who are well trained in U.S. curriculum for just $20 an hour. Or for 2 students group, $15 an hour. We teach math, science, and English for elementary, middle, and high school. Contact info@Test Prep Pundits. Call at 844-383-7844.
PSAT. PSAT. Do you have a middle school child? Are you aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Do you know how strong they are in academics? We have an innovative PSAT program for grades 6 through 9. We will help your child thrive in academics and get them to the top 1% of the nation. It's never too early to start. Join our prestigious PSAT program. For more information, contact us. info@testpreppundits.com or 844-383-7844.
Summer is the best time to boost your scores. Test Prep Pundits present Self-Prep SAT ACT course for just $199. Stellar digital curriculum expert videos for every question. 15 full-length tests. Contact info@testpreppundits. Call at 844-383-7844.